climate change is already happening right here, right now.
The consequences of this climate change are getting right to our front door.
Experts say that we have until 2030 to avoid catastrophe.
People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing.
Unprecedented and even irreversible changes are happening to this planet. It is beyond any doubt that human activity is to blame.
We as humans, of course, have had a tremendous impact on the whole carbon cycle. I mean, we added, of course, CO2 that was trapped for millions of years in oil and gas fields, or as from coal. If we want to reach the goals of the Paris Climate Agreement, which is to limit climate change to 1.5 degrees, then we will need to extract CO2 from air and store it underground.
That's where you come in.
And that's where we come in. We started in 2019, but of course the people that were on board in 2019, they didn't get paid because we didn't have any money. Money, of course, is a key enabler. You can't do a lot without it, right? Although many people will say, yeah, Carbyon, they found all the capital we needed, but it wasn't an easy ride. In the program of High-Tech Excel, we had to do lots of stuff to get to the milestones of the program, because Guus was always emphasizing, like, every week there is 3 milestones, and if you don't get them, you're out. Like, we were like, God, every week we need to meet these milestones, we need to do something every week. I think I enjoyed a lot the dynamics of the High-Tech Excel organization, being challenged, because we had this idea about capturing CO2 from air, but to be honest, we didn't have a clear view in the market, like who's going to buy it, because we thought, like, who wouldn't want this? But we had no specific idea. We just said, let's develop the technology, and this is going to be so obvious, everybody will want it. Yeah, but define everybody, right? We raised about 2.5 million so far as capital, and I think the dynamics with High-Tech Excel helped tremendously to get that sharp. Some of our customers, so they would like to operate in the desert, and they ask us that we produce not just CO2 but also water, because air contains 10 times more water than CO2, even in the desert, that's the case. So we can easily extract also water from air, and so the water can be used to make hydrogen, and the CO2 then can react with the hydrogen to make some synthetic fuel. But that's exactly what a number of our customers are intent to do. So they would like our machine to produce both water and CO2. Our device is not more complex than a car to assembly. And so there is no reason why over time we could not produce 100 million systems every year. And we will need to go to that size if we want to have a sizable impact on climate change. By 2050, for example, the predictions are that for the production of power fuels, so gasoline, diesel, aviation fuels in a renewable way, we need about 5 billion tons of CO2 from air every year. And on top of that, we will need to do negative emissions, of course, to reduce the concentration in the atmosphere. And that will amount probably up to 8 billion tons every year that will need to be extracted. So that's like 13 billion tons of CO2 to be extracted from the atmosphere every year.